First thing I want to do is say, why isn't it live? It's not a live interview. It's an interview that's going to be taped and then edited and then put out. So that's not even an interview. Then she's doing it with her vice president sitting there. So she's not very smart. When they ask her a question that she can't answer, she'll just look at him. You answer it.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. Today is the day we will finally see the completely edited, scripted, garbage tier interview with Kamala Harris and Timothy Loves the Horse Walls tonight on CNN. By the way, I will be live streaming, live reacting to it tonight on Quartercast, as well as Rumble. I will leave the links in the pinned comment below. I'd absolutely love to enjoy the disaster with all of you. But things are not going well for Kamala Harris, as, people don't really seem that excited about it, even though CNN's running a hilariously cringe countdown timer for the interview. Now, what we're going to get is heavily edited, no real questions, essentially a campaign fluff, a ball wash from CNN. But there's going to be some interesting thing. It's actually, this might be some hopium here. We're going to see tonight. Hopefully you'll watch with me. I think she's still going to come off wildly unlikable. I think she's still going to have bizarrely timed cackles. I think she's going to appear like she's been drinking. These are my opinions. But the media is melting down as they are being forced to answer for her as opposed to her answering her own questions. Let me give you one example of a hilarious meltdown and what that looks like, as well as some of these quote unquote fact checks, because here we have MSNBC host has now been forced to lock his X account after getting ruthlessly roasted last night in an interview because, well, quite frankly, he was just trying to run cover for Kamala Harris. And MSNBC and CNN and all these people, well, they want to talk about Kamala Harris. They want to promote her, but they won't come on the show. So MSNBC host Ari Melber loses it and threatens to sue Trump campaign advisor Corey Lewandowski for defamation. The threat came after Lewandowski called out Melber for calling Trump's post, the attempt on his life ear bandage a, quote, spectacle. Look at this.
Fox News, which has been caught in defamation, ran a false piece falsely stating that I said something else that I didn't say.
He did say it, by the way.
I stand on that. I stand on the New York Times
So you
quote.
didn't say this bandage was a prop, a spectacle from a candidate who was obsessed with spectacles.
That's fair. A placard for delegates to fill in, an image for political mobilization, a spectacle for this candidate who we know is, by his own admission, obsessed with assorted spectacles.
Oops. Oops. He did say that exact thing. And Ari Melber, who has 1 million followers on X, has now locked his account because people are flooding him with his own comments.
Mr. Lewandowski, I did not say that. That is a false quote.
Right here. It's clear.
What you have is a false quote.
What
you have is a false quote. And I'm putting you on notice. If you continue to repeat falsely that I said that, you will be potentially in a defamation situation because I didn't say that. But I understand that you're working off the internet.
But he did say that. He did say that. And of course, we look at, Polymarket. We only look at it for directional reasons. It's just as reliable as polls, merely directional. The differential between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris remains at 1.3 cents or points, if you want to look at that, with Donald Trump slightly ahead. Polymarket on Predicted, Kamala Harris, which is predicted is used much less, but Kamala has a 6 or 7 point lead on that site. We know that when we look at Real Clear Polling, which is an aggregate of various polling sites, we see very little battleground state data, which kind of stinks because it's hard to really know the states that are going to end up deciding this election. But as of right now, they're reporting that Kamala Harris has a 1.7% or point lead. Again, in 2016, when Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton, she led by 6. So Kamala Harris is running 5 points behind Hillary Clinton, and Hillary Clinton lost. So, again, when you look at this Yahoo poll, which shows Kamala Harris up by 1, just a quick lesson in how to read polls. Don't look at the aggregate first. So you can look at that for directional purposes, but what you got to do is scroll all the way down to see exactly how they ran the poll. And you can see here, their poll was weighted towards Democrats. They had 33 Democrats to 6 Republicans, which would be 60%. And then 40% were allegedly undecided or undeclared. So you already had 6 more people out of 100 that said they preferred Kamala Harris. And so the fact that Kamala Harris was only up 1 point in that poll doesn't really, matter that much. Also, that poll has a 3-point margin of error. So sure, Harris could be up 4, but she could also be down 2. So we're going to see, after tonight, polling after tonight, I think, NPCs are going to probably like what she's got to say, but you see this Democratic excitement about voting surges to 2008 levels. Gallup polls find a single flawed poll with a plus or minus 4% margin of error, which is actually wild. You see Tim saying bad news for Trump. No, I say Trump needs to just mobilize his base. And I've got a big announcement coming later today to try and do my part instead of doom posting on Twitter. To do my part. In fact, I'll show you a little. It's not done yet. Okay. But you can head on over to Tailgates for Trump if you want with the number 4, and you can see a lot of the stuff I've got going on here. I've got party ideas for things that you can do at the parties, a Trump official playlist. I've got talking points. So if you want to try to convince an undecided voter, here's some, tools on Bidenomics, on how, illegal immigration, the price of homes, all this kind of stuff. I've got recipes here for people. The idea of this is to get people to have parties, to get people to register to vote, and then hopefully go vote. See Donald Trump's spicy margarita. We've got Tim Walz's creamy horse radish sauce. We've got, tailgates number4trump.com. The most important thing is that you join with your email address here. So join the email that you can do right now. So when you put your email address in, it's going to send you another email to confirm. And that way we can all work together to help motivate more people. To join the movement. But anyhoozle, that's just a sample. I'm not doing an official launch of that site till tomorrow. Anyhoozle, Donald Trump lists the questions CNN must ask Kamala Harris in her first interview as Democratic candidate. Oops, I forgot another CNN meltdown. Let's go back to that. CNN's John Berman, quote, fact checks Trump press secretary Caroline Leavitt says Kamala Harris was in fact never the border czar. This is what propaganda looks like and exactly how the left tries to influence how people vote. Here is the piece. Leavitt, Kamala Harris was named border czar. Berman, Kamala Harris was not the border czar. Leavitt, Kamala Harris was named the border czar. She was appointed by Joe Biden. Berman says she was not appointed as border czar. Literally what?
How do you explain over the past 4 years that has caused a migrant crime epidemic across our nation as well? Kamala Harris does not deserve a promotion. She deserves a demotion. And unlike Kamala Harris, President Trump has a strong record in his first term as president where he secured the border, unleashed the might of our energy industry, ushered peace around this world. And that's our case to make to voters across the country. There's more domestic energy production right now than there's ever been in U.S. history. And Kamala Harris was not the border czar. She was appointed to deal with the Northern Triangle. But let me
Copium. They are turning They're absolutely turning on the propaganda. Here, look at this. The Harris-Biden regime tried to stop Donald Trump from attending the third anniversary of Afghanistan withdrawal at Arlington National Cemetery. House Speaker Mike Johnson had to intervene to ensure that former President Trump could attend the ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery for the third anniversary of the Afghanistan withdrawal after Gold Star families who lost loved ones during the withdrawal invited him to lay a wreath in their honor. 13 service members lost their lives that day. Countless others were injured. The families faced difficulties from Arlington National Cemetery, which initially restricted the time they could be there and blocked Trump from joining them at their children's grave sites. I mean, can you imagine how pathetic do you have to be to try and do that? I mean, absolute cowards. But this is the panic of Kamala Harris. Here's from Trump Vance. 10 questions Dana Bash must ask Kamala Harris. She won't ask any of these, of course. 1, if you're capable of lowering prices for Americans, why haven't you done it in the 3.5 years you've been in office? They won't answer that. You say housing affordability would be a day one priority if you were elected. Why is it not a priority now? Housing isn't affordable for the average American in 99% of the nation. Well, I just shared this. They keep saying that the housing market's going to get better. Well, a sales recovery did in fact not occur. Pending home sales crashed to record low. Kamalanomics is working great. I mean, this is a literal battle of propaganda. That's why I started Tailgates for Trump. Like, I'm going to try to make it fun. I'm going to try to make people get out there and register to vote and go vote for Donald Trump, because the propaganda they have to overcome is wild. I mean, like, in my life, I have never knowingly lied about anything, but you turn on CNN and it's just, they're literally knowingly lying. They're trying to stop him from going to Arlington National Cemetery. They're lying about the border czar stuff. But then Trump hits him with the Dana Bash of CNN has a chance at greatness today. If she gives a fair but tough interview of Comrade Kamala Harris, she will expose her as being totally inept and ill-suited for the job of the president, as much as I exposed crooked Joe Biden during his now infamous debate. How cool would it be for Dana on CNN? Also, the interview should not have Tampon Tim present to help with the inevitable Kamala stumbles, and under no circumstances should the transcript be allowed to be changed in any way, shape, or form. Dana and Jake were fair but firm in my CNN debate with Crooked Joe. This is a chance for Dana Bash to reach real stardom, while at the same time doing great service to our now failing country. Good luck, Dana. Do the right thing. I actually like that. It puts a little bit of pressure on CNN. We know they won't do this. We know CNN's going to ball wash for them. We know that, of course. Trump's out there doing interviews. I think Trump needs to continue to kind of shine a light on who Kamala Harris is, because the Democrats are doing the best they can to not do so. I predict there will be maybe, like literally maybe one mildly difficult question, one fact check, and that'll be it. They'll do it like one time, and then they'll say, see, we were fair and balanced, CNN. There is no way that Kamala Harris thinks that they would go on CNN and get, anything other than a fawning interview. But I will be watching it tonight at 8 Eastern. Please join me. Linked in the pinned comment below will be my Quarter Cast channel, which is my YouTube live stream channel, but also more importantly, my Rumble channel, which I'm sure CNN will probably DMCA strike me. So download the Rumble app some point today and follow, just type in The Quartering, one word. You'll see I have a check mark. You'll see my name. Follow me there and tune in tonight on your smart TV, Roku, PC, laptop, iPhone, Android device, whatever you want. Tune in, hang out with me tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun, popcorn and drinks for everyone, including Kamala.